and welcome to another edition of the Star Good Morning Show here on Star Television, where we broadcast live from our Media One Center 3 Mama Street Bookfields in Freetown. My name is Abdul Rahman Kamara. Top stories in the program. The Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Alpha Timbo, has received on behalf of the ministry 1,200 copies of exercise books with assorted materials from the Movic Enterprises, who we are contracted to undertake printing of schools materials. The Deputy British High Commissioner, Alistair White, has officially opened the Destiny Grace Academy School at the Home Leon Destiny Village, Newton community, aimed at providing quality education for children that have relocated to the village with their parents. All this, including sport, will be part of the program. As today marks International Day of Peace, a day that provides a valuable opportunity for the world to assess progress and resolve to do more with the ECR theme Global, the Climate Action for Peace. The theme draws attention to the importance of combating climate change as a way to protect and promote peace. I have with me in the studio Samuel Bujon, who is the Assistant Director of the Don Bosco and also a member of the Civil Peace Network. He's here to talk to me on the importance of this year's International Peace Day. Very soon I will also be joined by the Executive Director Hill Salon, Joseph Sano. He will be talking to me on preparation for this year's Mobile Trade Fair 2019 that will commence on September 16, 2019 in the township of Kenema. All this, including sport, will be part of the program. Mr. Bujo, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Well, thank you for having me.
Great. Remember, the Star Good Morning Show is proudly sponsored by Rokel Commercial Bank.
SimCorp allow old and young to make deposit and withdraw cash from their account at any time and anywhere. With Rokel Commercial Bank SimCorp, you can send and receive money at any place and any time. Rokel Commercial Bank don't make life better for we all.
Most welcome if you're just joining us on Star Television, where we broadcast live from our Media One Center 3 Mama Street Bookfields in Freetown. Let me welcome another studio guest here, the Executive Director Hill Salon, Joseph Sano. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, sir.
Great. As today is International Day of Peace, a day provides a valuable opportunity for the world to assess progress and resolve to do more with this year's theme, Climate Action for Peace. The theme draws attention to the importance of combating climate change as a way to protect and promote peace. First off, let's bring a speech delivered by the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, marking the importance of this very day.
On the International Day of Peace, we reflect on the cruel price of war. Ruined schools, bombed hospitals, broken families, refugees searching for hope, countries in crisis. The United Nations was born from a terrible world war. Our mission is to work for peace every day and everywhere. No group interest, national ambition or political difference should be allowed to put peace at risk. On this International Day, we call for a global ceasefire. We must never ever stop pressing for an end to armed conflict. Peace is the right and the desire of all people. It is a foundation for progress and well-being, happy children, thriving communities, and peaceful, prosperous countries. Let us pledge to work together, today and every day, for the peace we all yearn for and deserve.
Welcome back. That's a brief speech delivered by the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, marking the importance of this day. On this note, let me once more reintroduce my guest in the studio. I have with me the Assistant Director Don Bosco, who doubles as a member of the Civil Peace Network, Samuel Bujon. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning.
Also here is Joseph Sano. He is Executive Director of Hill Salon. Sano, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning.
First off, let me start with you, Mr. Bujon. The question of where the world is now celebrating the International Day of Peace, and we've seen where the Civil Peace Network, for which you are a member, is organizing, observing this very day. How important is this day to you?
Yeah, Basically, we try to get the record straight. The International Day of Peace is the 21st of September. But as we all know that peace is a process, so we've been taking this peace action now from now onwards to the 21st, which will be the climax day for this occasion. Basically, as you rightly said, the theme for is climate action for peace. But you know, from the world theme, then we can domesticate the theme in our own context, depending on the context of that particular country. For Sierra Leone this year, our own contextual theme is promoting dialogue for national cohesion. That is the theme. I want to lay emphasis on national cohesion. Basically, it is very important for us. It is very important for me personally because as we sit here now, we know that what the country is yearning for most now is how we can get us together to be as one. That's Sierra Leone that we used to know when our people, regardless of whatever affiliation, regardless of whatever partisan, we are one. So basically, the Civil Peace Service, which is a consortium of the 48 NGOs, meaning 23 or 22, sorry, from the Catholic Peace Service, that is the AGIAP group, and Bread for the World, which is the Protestant group, they are 26. So making a total of 48. They are operating in all the nook and cranny of this country. And of course, you know, Don Bosco, we have a big clientele of children and youth. And what is happening here in this country now, we see that the youth are so infuriated. They are so outrageous in their action. Whatever action you see them involved in it. So for us, it is very important at this material point in time to come up with this theme, national cohesion. We have observed that this country has been divided in different partisan lines when it comes to election, when it comes to other issues, and many other burning issues. So we believe that we should come together as an entity to bring and preach about how important is this theme of national cohesion, how we can come together.
Okay, Mr. Bujon, we've seen where before the consortium is actually promoting the ideals on national cohesion, we've seen where the government was central in holding a conference of national cohesion and national development. How has such efforts been situated in a bid to actually ensure that as a nation we live as one? Let's believe in different ideology, but the most important thing, we should not allow politics to put us aside.
Yeah, the role of NGOs generally, civil society, is to complement the effort of government. And we really applaud the government so much for taking that brave steps to ensure that they come up with what they call Bintumani is a 3. Yeah, it is good. But some quarters believe that it was not necessary at that particular point in time. But whatever is the stand of people, the stance of the people, of whatever, according to their own view, we believe that it was very necessary. So, as an entity that is non-partisan, that we are working in the interest of the people, we believe that we should go ahead with this process. But this is not a one-off. We have been in this for quite some time. But it regards advocacy and regards the way we have to ensure
a very quick one, Bujon. The 21st of September will mark the IPD. Given the fact that you've started the advocacy today on promoting dialogue on national cohesion, what key activities will the network will embark on?
I go straight to the climax program. The climax program will be in Makeni, and therein we will have public lecture by the erudite Professor Joedi Ali. It will ensure that it talks to the people of this country on the importance of peace and how we should come together as a nation. But apart from that, on the 17th...
How did you come to have Professor Joedi Ali from the history department going to the peace and conflict area?
Well, basically, it was a brainstorming from our meetings. We have a series of meetings. And as I said, we have 48 agencies. We used to meet at the preliminary and ensure that we come up with issues and come up with themes and come up with messages and all the rest of it. Okay. And so there is a lot of activities highlighted. Of course, on the 17th, we will have panel discussion at the British Council, wherein we highlighted agencies. For example, the College of Medicine, the Frobe College, the SLAGE, and the Bar Association. These four entities, they are very important. SLAGE is a big entity that really propagates issues that are emerging in a nation. And the role they can influence an issue, they can propagate an issue. So SLAGE is chosen as one of the, and also bar associations, Bar Association. They are from the legal perspective, and the Frobe College and College of Medicine, the university. You know what is happening now in our educational sector. So we want them to get a frank discussion as to how they see the issue about division. Because it is very important for us to know that there should be unity in diversity. Mm-hmm. And that is what. We don't have any other Sierra Leone. This is the Sierra Leone that we have, and we should ensure that we preach to our young minds, because there is a lot of issue, there is a lot of things that are influencing the minds of the people. Okay. Either because of they are frustrated of unemployment, because of hardship, because the proliferation of drugs. All of these are happening. Okay. Election, people are influencing.
I'll come back to you, Mr. Samuel Buju, on that important note. Let me come over to the executive director, Sanon, Joseph Sanon. Sano, before we talk in depth on education, for which you're expressly here for, let's go nationalistic a little bit. You heard what Bujon is now saying. The theme for this year is promoting dialogue for national cohesion. So you have been advocating as a Sierra Leonean selflessly in the quest of building national unity and cohesion. What the International Day of Peace means to you?
Ideally, peace is the most important thing in everyone's life. Let's don't talk about our neighbors. Let's don't talk about our country. Let's don't talk about our community. Let's talk about first our inner peace. Imagine you don't have inner peace. Your whole body will not be complete. You will have serious problem. When you lack inner peace, you are just finished. You cannot do anything correctly. You cannot be able to move from one place to another. You cannot engage in developmental activities. The body itself will refuse some things that you want to send that are positive spot. So it means if inwardly, if you don't have inner peace, then you are not correct, then you cannot do any developmental thing. Then let's say the blood, the vessel, the mind, the heart, they cannot function properly because you lack inner peace. Imagine the type of destruction it will cause to you.
Okay.
Imagine the type of pressure it will cause to you. High pressure, low pressure. Imagine the type of tormenting. That is why some people, maybe they are knocked down by a car. Maybe their pressure shoots up. Maybe before you think of it, they are dead. They are sick. So we are very confused state. So it means if Sierra Leoneans have tested that one within themselves, I know every Sierra Leonean one occasion to another must have faced the issue of being unrest, being in the heart. They're not peaceful, they're not happy. So calculate that one, just look at that one, and then bring it to the real life scenario of our country, of our society. If inwardly you are nothing, there's no development within yourself when you lack peace, how much more if we lack peace as a nation? How much more if we lack peace in our community? How much more if we lack peace in our government? So it means the same reaction you face within yourself. what will be manifested out within our community, within our government, within our society will be triple time worse than what you face now. So that tells you the importance of peace. Without peace, there's no
I
development.
see a situation where the issue of peace and education are inextricably linked.
Yeah.
And over the years, you've been promoting education in this country as I speak. You will commence your education trade fair on the 16th of September 2019.
That is next week Monday.
Good. Now, let's look at the key objective of this initiative. One, I understand, is to commemorate a year anniversary of the free quality education. Two, is to popularize the benefits, the targets, the content, and coverage of the free quality education. Also to create a mobile learning opportunity for career guidance and recreational facilities. These are very credible benchmarks in a way of enhancing the growth and development of the human capital. I will not speak for you, but rather we will be in a position to actually tell the lay public the significance of this trade fair.
Thank you. It is important by all doubt, because definitely we are blessed that so many MDAs will be there. As I'm speaking to you, Pharmacy Board have just consented that they will be there. As I'm speaking to you, the team you choose is part of the people that are related with that team, Environmental Protection Agency. They will be there. As I'm speaking to you, the anti-corruption himself say, look, we have to be there. We have to ensure that we capture them young. As I'm speaking to you, I can confirm that the SLRSA will be there, NASIT will be there, NRA will be there, Maritime, Sierra Leone Maritime Administration will be there, and National NACSA will be there. I think NACSA will be there, and we have so many institutions. The National HIV office will be there. So we have so many people. So if NGOs, MDAs are not there, then you'll be missing out, because that particular forum, I'm expecting, if the Peace Commission or any body or any institution working within the peace industry, working within the peace sector, to be there, because it's a great opportunity. Go to Kenema on the 16th to the 25th, and you have what? You have thousands of students that you can talk to. Universities.
Okay, Sano, let me hold a little bit and go over to my studio technician to just give us a flash of how it's gonna be like. as well as services that are accessible, user-friendly, and innovative.
Yeah, it is very core. That is why, as we're starting Monday, that is next week Monday, we are in discussion with the booksellers in each region. We are also trying to have the final discussion, because I've met with the Sierra Leone booksellers here before, and we will be going there today again to finalize our discussion. Because what we're doing, they are not paying for books, they are not paying for space, they are not paying for electricity. There are categories of people that we don't allow them to pay for books, space, and electricity. And luckily, you enter the trade fair without paying nothing. So those people are booksellers, people that sell school shoes, bags, right? Tailors, disabled organization or disabled people, their group, their school. We don't allow them to pay nothing. So we are saying, when you come in there to sell your book, we discuss, we negotiate. We want it to be low. We don't want a cost that is so high that people will run away from it. But in the past, we've been doing it, and people have been commending us that yes, they bought books or educational material at a cost recovery price. So we are expecting that this time, and you know, I tell you the good news, the people of Kenema are happy. In fact, the cooperation that we are receiving from Kenema, we have not received it from, we did not, for the past 4 years, we did not receive it in Freetown, because Kenema schools are now willing to come there. Here, schools, we say, we're not going to come, because what happened, the district educational officer told them, look, you can come on this program, you can be part of it. And luckily, what made the school authorities and the students to be very enthusiastic about it is the regional quiz and debate competition. Remember, for the university, we're going to give a brand new Rafale Jeep out, which is the second time in the history of this country that is occurring.
After the Miata conference.
After the Miata conference. This time it's not a car. We've gone up a little bit. Although we have challenge with people supporting us, I can tell you we have not received support from government angle. We have not received support from other people, but we still believe in. But I think the Minister of Education wrote to key stakeholders like the NRA, the NASIT, and other people. They wrote, the ministry themselves wrote to support. So that day, what we are expecting is that what is so unique that the people of Kenema told, they don't have place to play. Now they will be going to see the bouncy castle, they'll be going into the swimming pool, they'll be going to the trampoline, the merry-go-round, the seesaw. They have a moving vehicle for their children. So they have a recreational center for the next 10 days, from Monday to the 25th to play. Another thing is that they are so happy that University of Sierra Leone, because they are going, is moving to Kenema. They will be there to do career guidance, to ensure that they tell the people what they are offering, what are the entry requirements. That is so great. So other universities should emulate that. Another great thing that is so unique is that they said, what, a car? They call it a mere quiz and debate competition. But I know that is very unique. That is important to us. Because if I'm going to give a card, remember they have to go to all the booths inside there, take their question, learn about HIV, learn about NRA, learn about NASIT, learn about all maritime, and then we ask them questions on English and maths. So it's not a simple task. It's not like pageantry. This one you have to study. So I told them it is worth more than that, so don't worry. So the children are happy also because they will be competing with schools. This is the first time
So the entire exercise will run for a month?
10 days in Kenema, and we rest for 1 week. Then we come to Bo on the 2nd of October to the 11th of October. We do Bo.
With the same facilities?
With the same facility. And then we move from Bo, we come to Makeni on the 18th. We rest for another 1 week after the 11th. On the 18th, we start Makeni at all the places we're talking at the City Plaza. Thank God for Semco that supported us in this. So we are going to have it on the 18th of October to the 27th of October. Finally, we come to Freetown on the 3rd November to the 17th November. But the most interesting thing this time is that all the finalists from JSS to SSS They will be coming here to Freetown. We will host them. We'll keep them in a hotel, feed them, make sure they have a learning atmosphere so that they can compete for prizes, the various prizes that will be awarded to them. So we're going to give them prizes, and then we're going to give them certificates. And we are not going to do it as normal when somebody comes and suffer, and then you go and give him 1,500,000. You know, I'm above that. Remember the last time I gave for SSS, I gave 5 million. Remember, for university, I gave a car and 3 million loans to the first person, and the second person got 10 million. Imagine what we'll do this time. Although we have not, it is disheartening, I speak to you, that we have not received support the way we wanted it, because our budget is way up there, and we have not received such type of support from either. And it is shameful to say that.
Could this be a direct call now, Assistant? You're saying these. Could this be a direct call now?
It is a direct call.
For His Excellency the President and the Chief Minister.
It is, in fact, it is a direct call for the President and the Chief Minister. It is, when you look at the jingle that was made, people castigate Hills Relinda. You are promoting, you understand, you're supporting government. And you can't take us away from governance, because every civil society supports government agenda.
Complementing
it. So if I am doing it, and government have their flagship program as the free quality education, when you look at that jingle, you will, if you listen to the wording, you will notice that everything, it is like 100%. So look at the theme. 1 year of the free quality education. The good, the challenges, and the future. And you want to tell me no support from the ministry? And in fact, the shameful thing is, even when the ministry have written to MDAs that says, because these MDAs were employed by the president, and this is the president's vision, it is, it is a circle of chain. The weakest link is as stronger as the strongest link. We are all together in this. Still, they're nagging on doing what is that. But, I told them, this, it is no joke. I was not in good speaking time with Mikhail Uba, but I hosted this thing for 3 years. It was successful. Nobody, not even a president, not even a government, not even a minister, not even
that stand your way into these.
In terms of education.
You chase him out.
No. I will not. In fact, firstly, I will forget about you, do my program, but remember, I will still come back to you to make sure that I monitor what's going on. Because my problem here is, if we get education right, it creates an even platform between the rich and the poor. Imagine that rich man's child is going to the best school, and the poor guy's child in the market or in the farm will be able to be granted access to free quality education. He or she will become a doctor tomorrow. They will compete for positions. And most of the time, we that came from poor homes are very serious, you understand? We are talented, but it is because we don't have the support. So if the president have brought this, my dear, and I was praying for this, who am I not to support it? Okay. Are we supporting? So if somebody is there and they are not supporting, it means they are working anti-government. If you are in the government, you do not. No, it's not joke. Joseph Sano do not bend things. I said things as the one. Imagine if it was pageantry, if it was other entertainment programs, people will support it. We're starting the program on Monday, next week Monday. Up to now, people are still nagging their feet. Up to now, you call people, but that's not withstanding. We are used to this. My team is in Kenema now, some in Bo, some in McKinney. We are going with it gradually.
Okay.
It is in our DNA to see that we promote education and to fight against, not with guns and axes, but we'll fight through our weapons of writing and speaking against anybody that want to stand at the gap that this free quality education or any educational program should not start. Okay. So I'm telling people, on Saturday, I'll be at Kenema City Plaza. So if you have registered, please send a representative. Or if you don't send a representative, call us. It's good for you to send a representative so that they can choose the location they want. Because we'll be building from Saturday to Sunday. We would have finished building the booths. Everywhere electrified. and we'll start. Luckily, we've met the resident minister of Kenema, we've met the mayor of Kenema, we've met the district education officer of Kenema, we've met the teaching service commission, and they're all happy about this thing.
Okay.
They all will be there, and students will be there.
Let's move with program on education. The Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Lawyer Alfred Timbo, has received on behalf of the ministry 1,200 copies of exercise books with assorted materials from the Movic Enterprises, who were contracted to undertake printing of the school free quality materials. My colleague George Elliott Sam has details of this report.
The Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Dr. Alfred Timbo, has on Monday, the 9th September 2019, received 12 million copies of exercise books with other assorted school materials for the free quality education from Movic Enterprise, who were given the contract to print them. While receiving the items and also addressing the press, the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Dr. Alfred Timbo, said the government is committed to the pronouncement of the free and quality education that was made a year ago, and further stated that they will continue to supply pupils to various schools across the country. The minister said that the president is committed to the free and quality education. They will do all their best to see that the free and quality education succeed. He called on the pupils, the parents, teachers, for them to take great advantage of the opportunity.
Like he said, last year we supplied the exercise book to all government and government-assisted schools. This year, the academic year is about to start. We are doing it again because this is in fulfillment of the president's commitment that he was going to give teaching and learning materials to schools. The textbooks that were supplied are going to last for 2 to 3 years. So that is why you do not see textbooks here anymore. But the exercise books is a commitment that is going to be done every year. That is why they are here. And the footballs and the other accessories that you are seeing here also, they are also for the schools. In terms of the distribution, that has already been done, the way in which they are supposed to go, we make sure we monitor. We are doing this for members of the public to know that it has happened, and this is one of the plans for the reopening of the schools. We are doing this so that the schools will be sensitized that these items are coming to their various schools. Already the system has been put in place as to how they can be moved from here to the various councils and from the councils to the various schools. What we expect members of the public to do is when the materials go there, if they don't receive, they should tell us. They will let us know for government and government-assisted schools. That is all we can do. I have said we cannot accept generalities this time. Oh, they have not supplied us. No, if you're a government and government-assisted school, they should say government independence did not receive. And this is for members of the fourth estate. That's why, because I keep answering a lot of questions when you are interviewed in both the print and electronic media. Hey, some schools, I don't want some schools. This school has said, this school has said. By so doing, we'll be able to improve on the system. We are not saying we are perfect, but what we are doing is to ensure what the government commits itself is what we are trying to fulfill. So at the end of the day, we expect the parents who used to purchase these exercise books from the open market to know now that government is taking that particular responsibility. Apart from the school fees that is being paid, which remove the tuition burden on the parents, this is also one huge burden on the part of the parents when they used to purchase exercise books. And from our estimation, no student will have less than 7 of these exercise books. Right? When you look at this is meant for the senior secondary schools. This is enough for a senior secondary person. They are going to have not less than 7 to 8 of this. Right? This is enough for them. We are not saying what the government has done is perfect, but I think this is a very sound beginning. We are going to improve on the system as we go along, and we expect value criticism so that at the end of the day, we are going to develop the system further.
For Star News in Freetown, George Elliott Sam reporting.
Thank you so much, George Elliott Sam, for that comprehensive report. Quickly before I come over to Bujan, Sano, this is all in the name of a free quality education. The Minister Alpha Timbo received 1,200 copies of exercise books from the contracting company Movic Enterprises. It's an impressive idea.
Yeah, when you look at the books, the truth that the books are here and they gave donation or they printed the books is impressive. But when you go around, we are having problems with the books, the number of books that was distributed. You can't say I'm doing 12 subjects, then you give me 2 or 3 books. That's why I keep saying it. Before the start of the free quality education, I traveled out of this country to go and learn what is free quality education. I'm coming. I was the only person, I can categorically say that, within the ministry, you understand, and among civil society that paid my own money, went out to go and learn because we have passion for education. Now, when we came, we advised them, you understand? If you go, because when you see the free quality education in Ghana, as soon as you see it, you know what it comprises of. That is why there is a policy document, and inside the policy document, that policy document clearly states what is free quality education and state what you benefit, right? And that is very good. That is why we are going to emphasize on public education when we go up country. I was expecting that at least the exercise book we give, if you're doing 12 subjects, we give you all the 12 subjects. But however, another school of thought will say the cost of the books are too much, the cost that will be too big on the government. But another critical issue, but the move itself is a good one. But we want to appeal to government, we want to advocate that, let the books increase. Because if you give somebody that's doing 12 subjects, 2 books, 3 books, come on, let's do something that will leave an indelible mark in the heart and minds of people. The other thing that I am so unhappy about in Sierra Leone is the issue of giving our contract to foreign people. I don't want you to tell me the Lebanese man was born here, so he's a Sierra Leone. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I'm not a racist, but I don't want to hear that. I don't want you to tell me the Ghanaians are our brother. I don't want to. In fact, that is one issue that probably the ministers of this regime, they will face with me after my trade fair. Nobody will like me under that, because I am going to lead a campaign that Sierra Leone should be for Sierra Leoneans. Because when you give this contract to Lebanese, Indians, Chinese, Ghanaians, bulk of the money goes back to their country. They develop their own country. And they are not better than us. When they started, they were down there, their country capacitated. I went to Ghana to register Hill Ghana. They said except a Ghanaian registered, a Ghanaian should be the CEO, but there is no way. The finance person should be Ghana. And we are traveling to this country. I was so disappointed when I saw, even if it is from the president, I am saying that is not good for us. Because sometimes you go to the ministry or you go to procurement area, they say this is from up. I don't want to know from which up. Give this project to our brother. Don't tell me they don't have capacity. You can build their capacity. You want Sierra Leone to develop and you don't want to empower your own local. You give project to foreign people. How will they? Let me tell you. In Ghana, they give project to Ghanaians, right? And then the Ghanaians, they develop their country. The money they employ, if we give project to our brothers and sisters here, they build beautiful houses here. They employ our brothers and sisters. They make sure that foreign exchange does not go out. And the money stays here. But I don't know what is wrong with our leaders. And it will not be good for us. But thank God, some of us, I'm not worried about you killing me. I'm not worried about you jailing me. I'm not worried about you blackmailing me. Joseph was not doing this, so I should go to jail. This is wrong. You keep on, and the only benefit these people are getting, maybe small pass will probably $100,000, $50,000. But listen, look at it from a broader picture. I cannot go to Ghana. There was somebody in Sierra Leone that applied for a job in Ghana. It was in Ghana. You know what happened? When they noticed that he's a Sierra Leonean, he was knocked out. We took that thing to court and later he was compensated. But now, If it was Sierra Leone, we'll call the Ghanaian and give the Ghanaian a job. This is not good. Sierra Leone is for Sierra Leoneans. Let us make sure that we capacitate our contractor, our engineers, our boys. Don't tell me they are not capable. They don't have the capacity.
Okay.
Who will give them the capacity?
Those questions will be answered by the appropriate authorities. Let's move on. Mr. Vujon, I am looking at it from the point where there is this deep-seated political polarization. Aside from what CPN is actually doing just to commemorate the International Day of Peace, what further engagements do you have therein that you will engage, especially leaders of political parties, to see how you can fuse the tension between political leaders? This aspect of the APC and SLPP thing is becoming pretty much worrisome. Until we have it right, we have somebody who is actually ready to serve as a mediator or go between. Say, put them together, let them sit, understand themselves in the interest of a national development. Otherwise, we'll have it wrong.
Yeah, you are quite right to some extent, really. But sincerely,
So, I think to a larger extent, I'm right.
okay, no, that is great, because the issue there is this politics issue of really is the really very fabric that is really dividing this nation. But as we rightly said, Sierra Leone is bigger than every other political party or whatever partisan you belong to. But what would happen on the 17th at the British Council? There will be panel discussion.
Okay.
And this panel discussion, we carefully selected this entity, as I said, from a College of Medicine, the Sierra Leone Bar Association, and the SLAG. You know, SLAG is vociferous, they are fearless, they can speak out, and of course then we will have the audience. And among the audience, we have all these uppers, this political, be it is the women's wing, is the youth wing, is the, and also there will be different category, shade of opinion in that in that panel discussion. Wherein we'll get even the Okada riders, the market women, WIMSA, all these groups will be there. So basically, that is the beginning of the discussion, of the frank discussion. And then we will see what will come out. Over 120 people will be in that auditorium at the British Council. But besides that, we have been engaged. We have a lot of other issues, community engagement here and there. Community engagement cut across all the regions.
To strengthen your advocacy.
To strengthen the advocacy.
Okay.
But at the same time, we have drama, melodrama in the market squares, in Boo, in Kenema, and Makeni. And of course, in Makeni, we have football match
So
also.
the intention is to dramatize the message of peace.
Exactly. And besides also, we have these stickers and flyers that will be, these stickers will be in cars and podas everywhere in strategic locations that will linger on. Because the issue there, and also we will be there. We will be there, as I said, as a player, as actors in the peace process for so long. 48 NGOs mean it's a big clientele of people. And also we will be there to ensure that we strengthen the peace process. But at the same time, people will say, oh, it's advocacy. It will come and go. It's like a firebrand. But in this case, we want to ensure that we really speak to our people to the with frankness.
Okay. Open-mindedness.
And then we come and get a feedback.
Okay.
It's a dialogue process.
I'll come back to you. I know you're interested to actually lend your contribution to this concept of peace and development. I understand, I'm not certain, and this is unofficial. Don't take me for granted, please. I understand that former President Ernest Bai Koroma
Yes, it's true.
is meeting with His Excellency the President Julius Maada Bio today. And in the views of many people, that could be one of the very many ways for which peace is going to be consolidated. Because the areas they highlighted for which they are going to have their discussion borders around governance, the rule of law, national cohesion, national development, you name it. That's a very good one.
I am not going to beat around the bush or about the bush. In 2007, the Sierra Leone People's Party left power. President Nkrumah came to power. And when you look at the types there, when you look at what happened, I was rare at Patricia, and pot covers, intimidation went all around. Right? I am not by saying that it should continue. If it continues, anybody that does that should face the full force of the war. Now, but what I saw, I'm looking at the behavior of former President Kaba. What did President Kaba do? Let's look at his scenario. So what I was expecting for President Nkrumah, you understand, in this scenario, we've seen the Jibril Bangura, the you call it the Evangelist Samson, the Adebayo, other people just insulting, trying to create pandemonium. What I was expecting, because if I was former president, and of course you know he's my friend, you know that. Yeah, he's a friend. Yeah, they are my. I can say I'm more friendly to him before then, because we used to. Now he don't pick up. I used to. That is 1 year to the election. We used to chat because he now know that I stand for what I always speak. Now, I was expecting that leaders should take the two leaders. Let me come first to the one that have gone. Should always, when he sees people attacking, but as a leader, when you come before and openly say no, as President Kaba said, we have to support this government of the day. Not by going around showing popularity, showing power, you understand? And I can't see as a father, I see my children or my neighbor's child insulting on another father or insulting another. Then I sit down. He had the responsibility to come up. Let me tell you, this peace we are talking about, if those two leaders, especially the opposition, agree that they are in opposition. Second, President Nkrumah sees himself as a leader and chairman because he have not resigned, and take the ownership to say, my party, we are not in governance. You understand? The first step to take now is to ensure we support government programs and stop insulting, stop condemning government programs. Let's support it, and then later, we see President Bio come. Let us come together and work as a team. You understand? Because the opposition is ready to support them. When elections are coming, they can do what they want. But for now, the honors for peace, President Nkrumah should come down, and I realize that I am no more in power, and that the peace of this country rests on me, because no matter what, he is very popular. The people love him, and he's the leader of the party. But when you have a party supporter or party steward every day insulting, every day making as if there is war here, and you are not talking, it means President Nkrumah himself is have aided and abetted it. But luckily today, he's my friend. You know, I tell him, he knows me. I tell him the truth when he was at State House. Luckily today, he's meeting with President Bio. You understand? They should handle it. And going forward again, the ministers of this government should know that the APC are part of this country. The Mendes, the Timnis, whether you like it or not, this country, Timnis are in also the majority, the Limbas. They should try to know that. They should encourage them. You are not in that office to make sure that you drive away Timni pressing, drive away Limba pressing. We are one Sierra Leone. We cannot let politics divide us. And they should ensure that they work not putting party before, but putting national interest. And President Bio, with what he did for the Ben Kefala issue, I have huge respect for him. He came out trying to say he's sorry on behalf of Ben Kefala. So what I want to see today is President Bio and Nkrumah to say, look, let's bygone be bygone. Let me President Bio should Nkrumah say, I'm going to support government. I'll have a press release, talk on television. President Bio should say, let us ensure that we forget politics, we work together. Me and my elder brother is going to work for the development of Sierra. If we go and have workshops, road shows, program, if those two people, if President Nkrumah do not bring his emotion down, President Bio accept the APC as a positive opposition and then work together, this peace is like a rotten egg, if you know it. You understand? But let me tell you, the loser will be the people, you understand, that we lose.
But as a nation, we have to be very much optimistic at the outcome of their meeting today.
No, it's going to be very good. But I tell you, the first step comes from President Nkrumah. That's why I called him several times. But he was not picking, because I would have told him, definitely, old man, because I always call him young man. As a young man, XYZ, you should do it. Because, you know, when President Kaba retired, when he handed over to President Nkrumah, he gave President Nkrumah the peace. He was not seen everywhere. I remember I met with President Kaba in the fuel station. We bought fuel together. You understand? I was right behind him. He has only 2 security. He was not tied. And then when something happened, he condemned it from his own party stand of it. I tell you, there are so many. Nobody should tell you that this victimization started today. It is wrong that it is occurring. But during those days, it also, when President Nkrumah won, it was also more, it was there more than what I'm seeing today. In fact, during election, they attempted to go and burn the house I was in just because they think that I said, no, if you want to, this election should be free and fair, and we'll monitor it. So what I'm trying to say to people of Sierra Leone,
now we should be discussing
what I'm trying to say to people of Sierra Leone, number one, the peace rests with former President Nkrumah, and to be endorsed by former President Bio. Number two,
no, by President Bio.
By President,
not former.
No, I mean President Bio.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not a former. Then number two, the ministers and the heads of department and agency should embrace this peace. They should ensure that it reflects down. Okay. We don't want to see, because my brother is called Momo Mada Sano. We went to somewhere for work, right? And he was saying, when I get work, we don't want to see that. You and I grew up in Bo, right? We peacefully. So anybody that want to bring division, he will be the greatest. And let me tell you, let no one fool no one. There will be no.
Bojo is a descendant of the Bojo street in Bo.
I know, and there will be no. If you think that when you send stuff in social media, there will be war, make it as if we are in the war state of jungle, you are deceiving yourself. Nobody will take arms here. Nobody will fight war here. We will not accept that. If you decide to bring your war, we will hold you, because my kids and the mothers that are selling, the poor kids, will suffer. Our wives will suffer. Because let me tell you, what is wrong here is, like for instance, I am now a commissioner at NATCOM. I'm representing civil society at NATCOM. The problem here, when we are idly waiting for power, if you leave, if tomorrow President Bio say you are not going to be there, in fact, the first thing, I'm not taking it as if, you understand, President Bio have given more. I'm taking it as if I am helping my country. Okay. And I'm always ready that one day he will say, I don't want you again. And when you don't want me again, I should not go and sit down and be looking, where can I get money? Create the opportunity to be gainfully employed or doing something. But most of our leaders, most of our people in authorities, when they are out of that office, they have nothing doing. They go to Rumba, they go to places, and they want to live the same status quo life they were living. That comes the problem. You still
have time. You still have time to just 30 seconds or 40 seconds, I'm sure, because I come back to my brother here to give conclusive statements. What's your final call for the street fair? By the way, thank you very much for that wonderful development contribution.
Thank you. In fact, I've not done anything. This year, I'm going to bring, I brought the TV teaching program, and I want to tell the people, this place I'm sitting down, hosted, we planned the TV teaching program during Ebola here. Yes. We planned it, you were part of the team. Mm-hmm. We used to work
with the late Alex
Terina, may he so rest in peace. We used to work until 4 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. I would come awake and say, gentle guy for the country. We never had a single cent. It was painful that nobody called to award us, because if students were not going to school during Ebola, it was us, Media One Center and Joseph Sano, that brought that in. However, I'm bringing 2 noble ones that have not to call in Sierra Leone.
Do you want to disclose, or you have to?
No, don't worry. I'm just telling you.
Don't spill the beans.
Now, but it is very good for the teachers. What I'm bringing is good for the teachers, for the students. But what I'm saying about this trade fair, come there. If you are an MDA, you've not registered, just go to www.facebook.com/education microscope. Okay. When you go there, you will see a dialog box open. There is click book now, or call 077-080808. Don't miss it. It will be an educative something, and we are going to propagate the good, the challenges, and the future for the free quality education.
Samuel Bojo, what will be your conclusive remark here?
For me, sincerely, I believe...
Ending on a note of peace.
Yeah, ending on a note of peace is that it's a good development for me that I heard that former President Nkrumah and President Bio will interface today. It's very important for me. I believe it was really overdue. But I tell you, the peace of this nation relied on these two people. No one judged it negatively. Former President Nkrumah was very popular and is still popular within it. So he has a stake. That is why when he reneged, not going from bitumanity, for me it was very disheartening. But the fact remains that these people are the ones that are supposed to promote the peace of this nation. So on that note, the Civil Peace Service very much appreciative
you
of
two
this
have to
development.
play a role.
And as a result
come
of
in
that,
between
all
Presidents
of us,
Bio and the former
all
president.
of us, yeah, definitely. So it's a good development, but at the same time, let me say, President Nkrumah accept us in Makeni. There will be a public lectures on the 20th of the 21st of this September, and you will be the host for us, and let us allow peace to reign in this country in the interest of the nation.
Well, let me just do a quick disclaimer here. I don't want the Chief Minister to actually summon us Star Television. He is the former president, and it's by Nkrumah, not President Nkrumah.
Yes, I have former president. It's a
And
slip
of
of
course,
tongue.
President Bio is now president. no,
Otherwise, the Chief Minister will say, na Star Television, they go sit down and talk, say that President Nkrumah and the president too. At any rate,
Sorry about
thank you
it.
very much, gentlemen, for sparing your time being part of this program today. I must say it's wonderful and worth having you in the studio. Executive Director Hill Sierra Leone. We're looking forward you having a very fruitful engagement in Kenema. And Star Television and Star Radio, including Standard Times, we actually hope to give you enough coverage on that particular
Definitely,
program.
you'll be called here.
Thank you very much. Also to you, Bujon, we're looking forward to the culmination of this exercise on the 21st of September 2019.
Yeah.
Till then, I've been the presenter of this program. My name is Abdul Rahman Kamara. Have a very wonderful Thursday.